where shoplifting has escalated to such a level that staff are being kitted out with body cams for their protection. According to the band's bosses, the situation has deteriorated far beyond kids pilfering, with theft rates now affecting budgets and stock levels. While the cost of living crisis is a key factor behind the scourge, retail's chiefs have accused TikTok and other social media sites of encouraging users to swap tips on how to loot stores. Last year, retailers lost almost £1 billion to theft, with shop workers suffering around 300,000 incidents of violence or abuse, leading the boss of John Lewis to brand it an epidemic. I mean, this is just one more tale in this sort of escalating problem of shoplifting. And, you know, just now I said we need to leave it to the police in terms of that incident in Peckham. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but generally speaking, you know, shoplifting is happening on an epic scale because shoplifters know that the police believe shoplifting is beneath them. They're not going to bother with that. So that is what this is about. And what we need to do is to ask our police forces to start policing shoplifting. And then it's absurd almost, but I understand it, that shops are now beginning to give their staff security, body cams, you know, security clothing. It's absurd, but without the police to police shoplifting, this situation is going to get worse and worse.
And the problem, of course, is that even though you have, I mean, I don't know, I can't think of one shop that I've been into recently, a big shop, where they haven't had security guards somewhere around. But the problem is that they feel as well that they could get away with it because if you challenge somebody in the wrong way or whatever else, then they, you know, all sorts of things can go wrong. They can end up being charged. You know, the person could be carrying a
Staff in big shops are under instructions not to stop, to challenge,
that's what I'm saying.
Or physically stop.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, you know, if you know, in the old days, they would challenge you. They would grab my day. They would grab you. Literally, they would grab you and force you to open your bag.
Where are the parents? This is the TikTok challenge. These are kids. Like my son. I mean, he's too young anyway to be out on the streets. But if he was, where are the parents?
He hasn't started shoplifting yet.
He's not started shoplifting. Not yet, Kevin. But where are the parents of these children? Why are they allowed to be out in gangs, roaming around, doing these TikTok challenges in the first place?
I mean, there's a few stories at play here. There's the influence of social media. There is where are the parents, like you so rightly said, but it's also because shops and the high street are a bit of a wild, wild west at the moment because, you know, security guards are told not to challenge. We don't know if people have weapons. And, you know, people are using the cost of living crisis as a way to sort of cover, you know, we need stuff, we're going to shoplift. But also there's just opportunists. People are using it as a business and a way to make money. And it literally is, it feels lawless out there. Like you know, was thinking I wanted to go to Oxford Street to buy something and I was like, actually, I don't know if I would want to walk down that street with that branded bag in case I get mugged. So actually, I'm just going to order it online.
They're very organised gangs. There was a story in the Sun, investigation in the Sun last week, I think it was, might have been the week before. They went to Bath, as an example of just one city, and there are these organised gangs, and they shuffle into town looking like tramps, but they park on the outskirts of the town in their Mercedes, and they're making thousands and thousands of pounds a day.
What, just going in and shoplifting?
Just organised shoplifting.
Organised shoplifting. But coming back just very briefly to that point about the kids and where are the parents, the thing is, if you're sort of 13 and 14 and you know, you finish school and what have you, there were always gangs. I used to hang out in gangs. I mean, not gangs as in,
not
you know,
me. When I finished school age 13, I was in after school clubs and playing sports and then home. Your parents knew where you were. These parents clearly don't know where their kids are doing after school.
It's true.
I also think the social media element is really big because we know that these things snowball, and suddenly everyone's thinking, well, if they're getting free stuff, then I'm going to go and get free stuff as well. But also, the use of the word epidemic, I think that's also quite accurate because we're all probably a bit culpable in this way, in that we're all talking about it so much that everybody is now thinking, you know,
I can get away with it.
I can get away with it. I think the shopkeepers are relieved that it's being talked about because they have been bleating on about it, you know, and feeling like they were just not being listened and not being heard. Nobody was taking it seriously. And we know since 2014, shoplifting has been downgraded as a crime to something that you just basically get a parking ticket, you know, the equivalent of you just get a fine in the post rather than even having to face any sort of justice.
And who owns TikTok?
Well,
the Chinese.
There you go.
Well, you like
Kevin was right. No.
Kevin was
They've got a
right.
bad press as well, haven't they?
He's going to have that on his tombstone. Kevin was right.
Yeah, that's true. But nobody believed him.